Hello everyone, today I'm going to make a video tutorial about how to use Zoom. Specifically, I'm going to be showing you how to access Zoom on myCourses, how to make a Zoom meeting, how to manage the settings, how to record and share the Zoom meeting, and how to make groups in a Zoom meeting in separate rooms. So let's start with finding your course. You're going to click on your course, go inside, and then this is the navigation bar. In this bar, you have to find the Zoom icon. If you can't see it, you can press on the three dot here. You can say edit this navigation bar. And here, you can click on this add links, and you'll see that all the links are located in here. And you should find Zoom, and then you should click on add. Okay. You're gonna do the same thing for lecture recordings. If they are not there, you're gonna put a tick on it, and then you're gonna click add. I'm not gonna do it because both of the links are already here. Remember, this is just in case if you can't see the Zoom or lecture recordings icon in the navigation bar. So let's turn back. You're gonna click on Zoom, and then we're gonna schedule our meeting. As you can see, it's pretty basic. There's the topic, the description, the time of the meeting. You can have it in in 3 days if you want, or whenever you want to have it. You can change the duration of the meeting. You can set it to last 3 hours if you want. The time zone is important. Don't change this, because if you change this, when you enter a different hour here, it's gonna calibrate that hour to whatever time zone you chose. And here is another very helpful feature. If you don't want to manually create all your Zoom meetings, you can actually click on this recurring meeting button. And what this button will do is that it's gonna duplicate the same settings and same Zoom invitation link and apply it to recurring meetings. To be able to do this, you have to choose weekly and then select which days you want to create the meetings on. After you select the days of the week, you have to choose an end date. You can either choose a certain date, or you can set it to stop after a certain amount of occurrences. If I choose June 26th, I see that there will be 32 occurrences, which means 32 different Zoom meetings will be created, but they will all have the same settings and the same invitation link, which means you can share the link only once, and your students will be able to join the meetings with the same link. For registration, I don't think a registration is required for you, but if you want, you can put a tick on it as well. For video, if you want your students' video to be active when they join the meeting, you can set it on. But if you don't want their video, you can just press off. For audio, it's again very simple. Keep it on both, because sometimes people use a telephone, or sometimes they can use their computer audio, so we don't want to be limiting them. And here you're gonna see a bunch of different settings. I'm gonna go quickly over all of them, but I don't think you would need all of them, to be honest. So this is for if you want to make a password for your meeting room. If it's like a private meeting, you can type the password and share it with your students. If you also want your students to be able to join the room before you do, you can put a tick on this one as well. I suggest you keep this with the tick on, because it prevents accidents. Sometimes students might not be ready to enter a room, but they click OK. So it is best to keep this on mute. Again, you can make a lobby for your Zoom meeting. You can make a personal meeting ID. These are not really relevant. For safety measures, if you only want, people who signed in with their Zoom to join your meeting, you can also put a tick here. And the most important setting here is the last one, the recording setting. If you keep this ticked, it's going to ask you where you want your recording to be. It can be saved on your local computer, but if you don't have space, you can always use the cloud, which is the myCourses cloud, and the recording will be saved there. And I think this is the best option if you ask me. So after we set the meeting, you can check the settings, one last time, and after that you can pretty much save it. In here you're gonna see the summary of the settings you made for your meeting. You can always change these settings by clicking on edit this meeting, and it also gives you the option to start the meeting right away. So this meeting is going to start on May 20, but if you want to start the meeting right away, you can always click on this button, and then it's gonna ask you, do you want to open the app? And if you want to use the app, you can press this button, and then it'll redirect you to your Zoom app. Since I don't have anybody to have a Zoom conversation with me right now, I'm going to use a video that I downloaded from YouTube. It's a very good tutorial. If you want to check it out, you can use this link. It basically explains you how to divide the rooms. So I'm going to use this video and I'm going to explain what to do. It's going to be the same steps for you as for anybody else. So if you have a Zoom meeting full of students, and if you want to divide them into groups, you're going to click on the 4 little squares at bottom right, which will open the breakout rooms. In this menu, you can either set it to automatically divide the groups, or you can manually choose which room everybody goes. Just choose automatically and then create the breakout rooms. Here you can view the rooms, you can move people, you can delete rooms or rename each room. It's pretty convenient and user-friendly. Once you make the changes and open the rooms, the groups will be opened by the Zoom application automatically, and you can track them in this little box. As each user joins the room, they're gonna appear green, and if you want to join any of the rooms, you can use the join button. So when you finish the meeting, in a couple minutes or maybe half an hour, the recorded video will be sent to the cloud and you will get a notification email. To add that video to your course, you're gonna go back to your course on myCourses and expand this, and then click on the lecture recordings. If the tool is synchronized properly, you will see all the Zoom meetings recorded in the 3rd tab, and then you can save it to the course by clicking this button. If somehow it doesn't work, you can manually upload the video file. After giving the video a name, pressing continue, and then uploading it to the system using the browser button. Remember that it cannot go over 2 GB. If it's over 2 GB, you cannot upload manually. Now, unfortunately, we have witnessed that the interface does not always properly synchronize the Zoom meetings and the Add Zoom Recordings tab. Whenever this is the case, there are some alternatives to work around this problem. The first one is to check out Zoom's own website. If you open a new browser tab and go to mcgill.zoom.us and sign in with your McGill credentials. Under the Recording tab, you can see all your previous and current recordings. If somehow there's a problem, or if they're still in progress, you will see a little note in this part, and you'll know that your video is not ready yet. You can check this Recording tab for further information about the status of your videos. In the last tab, you can choose all your video settings. If you don't want the videos to be downloadable by your students, you should remove the tick here. Well, thank you very much for watching this tutorial. If you have any questions or anything that you don't understand, do not hesitate to email me using the email address on your screen.